Hello guys, and welcome to my sporadic and off-the-cuff Blender Unwrap tutorial. I'm going to be showing you a few really simple and really quick techniques to get consistent results quickly and without having to put too much thought into it and waste time covering your model with seams and stuff of the like. I will be using a couple of add-ons to help speed up the workflow, which will be Texel Density Calculator and Setter and a UV toolkit, which I highly recommend both add-ons. They speed up unwrap processes considerably. So here we have a model, medium poly. I just want to do a really quick unwrap. Some preparations I will make along the way to make the unwrapping easier, like deleting inside faces or just faces that aren't really going to have any exposure. I've got screencast on, so you should be able to see the shortcuts, but I'll talk you through it the best I can. So I always start from the bottom and work my way up. Maybe there's a better way of doing this, I don't know. I'm going to remove the bottom face because I don't need it. I've already set up a UV grid material, which if you don't know how to do, it's extremely easy. You literally just create a new texture like so, and make it large enough so you can replicate the resolution of the images that you're going to be working in, and then you just come down here and choose either UV grid or color grid and then connect it up. Done deal, easy. Alright, so in Blender there's quite a few different tools that are available to help you with unwrap. It almost works pretty easily as just with vanilla, but I find the texel density calculations and a few of the like rotating and straightening tools that come with the UV toolkit play a huge role. So the first thing I'm going to do here is a project from view, because we've got like a fairly flat surface. It's easier to just project it. I'm then going to jump in here and apply the texel density that I'm applying uniformly to this entire model. You'll see obviously on the faces where there are where you can't see it from the view, it's going to be warped. Whenever you have quads that kind of loop around a model like this, especially if it's cylindrical, the best technique is definitely follow active quads. So you unwrap one first, make sure that it's uniform. When I say uniform, I mean scaled, like perfectly symmetrical. So the verts line up on both X and Y axis. Then you can simply do a looped selection and select the face that you've already got scaled the way that you want and follow active quads, and it will loop all the way around the mesh. You can then just select it, rescale it using the texel density, and then get the orientation correct. If you want to be really pedantic, you can find the correct place to line it up as well, but I'm not going to bother with that because it's not going to really matter. You're not going to notice. Okay, here we're going to have a couple of faces we're going to need to remove from the bottom and from the top. Okay, best methods here is going to be a combination of, I think the easiest way to do this is going to be a combination of project from view. We'll do that on the front and on the back, which happens automatically, which is ideal. And then we can grab these connecting quads where before it starts warping and follow it, and it will straighten that out. You will have a seam here where it joins, but that's no big deal. You can probably do it through here as well. You will see warping here because the shape is going to deviate quite a bit from this original quad. And it looks like it's going to stop somewhere because we haven't got a quad as well. Another thing that you can do is just like a side project and then loop them up, kind of like you're doing a manual triplanar projection, and then you can just come in and seal it up with the follow active quad approach like this. This looks like a good one. Straightens things up. This isn't a quad, which is why we're not getting it closed up. One thing that you do need to obviously be mindful of if you are using the follow active quad technique is that you do have everything connecting as quads, and then it makes it a hell of a lot easier. Boom, there we go. Easy, easy. A little bit of a seam here. It's all good. We'll just go over here. We should probably do a loop in here just to... Which side are we there? I'm confused. There we go. Join these suckers up. And now we won't have any problem following the quads. Okay, this side quickly. Tidy it up. Take the one that you know is good. This one looks alright. Good enough. Take that one. I'm not really being the most efficient, to be honest, but should be right. Should be right, mate. Good enough. Unwrap. Texel density. Rotate. Lovely jubbly. Okay, we can get these guys here. Good enough. Right, that should do for that object. So we'll just check it. There will be a couple of loops here. Now, again, these are real easy. You just find the one that is the most, find the face that is the most even and the most kind of centralized. Because if there's a distortion in the shape, it kind of gets progressively worse the further away the face is. But again, follow active quads. Good bit of kit, mate. Good bit of kit. Okay, we can leave those. Can't really be bothered. That's fine. Yep, good enough. Right, doodakies like this. Now, do we need that top face? It doesn't seem like it, so I'll just delete that. Delete those. Now, obviously, if you plan to break the model up into lots of components in which you can kind of use to kit bash, you probably wouldn't be breaking away these hidden faces. Okay, how we want to do this? Finding myself a big fan of the the face project recently because it just seems to solve a lot of annoying problems. Now here, I'll show you a trick, which I quite like. So when you have a flat face that's a unique shape, you're pretty safe just to unwrap it, providing it's flat. Like if it's an n-gon or a quad, it doesn't really matter. But what you do is you select a quad as well that it can join to. So rather than just kind of unwrapping this and then unwrapping these here, you unwrap this with the quad selected, and then your joining faces can follow that quad that was connected to the face. Just a sneaky little trick there. I'll show you another example, I'm sure, before I've finished unwrapping this thing, as to where that applies. And sometimes you can even cut extra geometry in to tidy it up and link it up. Again, these are quads, so I can actually just follow these. It's going to distort because, again, the shape, but I could go through here and then manually try to get it to look like the shape. The closer the representation of the shape in the UV to the actual face, the less stretching you're going to see. There are some tricks that you can apply here to figure out which vertices are which, to make sure you're actually orientated in the right direction. You turn on UV sync, click the vert that you want. Oh, I'm on face select, spaz. Vert, and then, okay, cool, so that is that one. Right, so we are actually orientated. I'm just being a spastic. That's fine. So one thing I can do here is actually just fucking move on, really. Otherwise I might be here a while trying to get it to look somewhat squared away. Same with this guy. See, we've got to kind of replicate the shape, and then you get the stretching destroyed. Okay, that's good enough. That's obviously terrible. I'd never do it that badly, but ideally you want to link these up. Come on, John, you're supposed to be setting a good example, mate. What are you doing? Alright, so we'll do it kind of properly so you can see what it would look like, I guess. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, you don't want to spend too much time banging around manually with stuff like that. When you do have symmetrical objects, if you're feeling kind of lazy and you want to kind of save on UV space, which we don't need to do in this exercise, then I could just symmetrize from the -x to the x, and that's going to just copy everything that I've done on the other side. It is noticeable on big flat things, but little small details like that, yeah, probably not going to notice. Okay, now these bits are really easy. You just select all three of these, because if you can imagine, that would straighten out, that would flatten out if it was just unwrapped. Scale it, rotate it, try and get it orientated correctly. Oops. Cool. Now, because of the particular pipeline for shading that we're using, we don't actually need to... Oh, that's not a quad. What am I doing? We don't actually need to... I've forgotten what I'm talking about now, so just forget about it. Cool, that's that guy. Alright, another kind of complicated guy. Now see, this is one where you can literally just do kind of like your own manual triplanar projection using the project from views. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy, really. We haven't done the front properly. There we go. See, and then you can, if you want to isolate a quad that's of reasonable orientation, you could do it like that, boom, and that's gonna follow along nicely. You often just have to make sure that the quad that you're selecting to kind of be the influencer is proportioned well. Ideally proportioned perfectly. I mean, see, there's a few areas here where it's not ideal. You could, if you didn't really, you probably wouldn't need to care about it, but I'll just be a perfectionist for now, just so you can kind of get an idea of how easy this can actually be. And you like, there are tons of tools in the tool belt, but you don't need to use that many of them, to be honest. I'm just going to follow them to include those guys. Cool. And then bang. Now, we haven't scaled these guys properly yet, so we'll do that. We can see we got some crazy guys. Now this is quite good, because this can actually give us an indicator as to what it is that we need to work on. So if we sync this up, we can select these guys and then click focus in the panel, and oh, hello. Right, okay, so we'll just do the usual. Whenever you have as I say, whenever you have quads that are all pretty much square, even if they're wrapping around a surface, that follow active quads is going to do a pretty damn good job, as long as your original quad, or the original guy, as I say, is perfectly even, and then it will kind of project all the way around quite nicely, rather nicely. So leave that there, that's good enough. We can expand that out with Control Plus, and who was our guy? This was our boy. Thanks, mate. Beautiful. Okay, do we have any other degenerates? Looking like we do over here, so we can just select this guy. Hey, mate, where are you? Oh, yeah, this will be these guys. That's cool. This will be just an easy follow active quad. See, this is a good symmetrical quad, so we can use this dude as our influence. Make sure he's selected. Okay, this guy obviously is not a quad. Nope. So we fix that problem quickly by selecting both the verts and pressing J. Make sure you don't press F to face fill, otherwise you'll get overlapping geometry, and that can be very annoying. There we go. And I mean, that's pretty much that shape done, to be honest. We haven't done the back properly, so we'll do that again, and we'll just select these few fellas here who have been neglected. Go control. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Settle down. Settle down, Johnny boy. What are you doing? I believe I am choking under the added FPS pressure of recording. Bad workman always blames his tools. Okay, we'll just redo the back because I failed there. I failed. I am a bad person. And we will deselect our top guys, because we don't really want these to be, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It should be fine. Yeah, right, that's good enough. Alright, cool. Where were we? Okay, another few of these panels. Again, these are so easy. You really can just project it from the view. Make sure we get this guy too. Project from view. Turn off sync so we can easily select our stuff. Boom. Rescale. Lovely jubbly. Next one. Make sure it's got no back. Have we got a mirror on here, or am I going to do these twice? Okay, so I'll just symmetrize them. So again here, on this side, I've got symmetrize on a shortcut because it's bloody useful. If you use hard ops, you probably already got access to it. So we go plus. There we go. So you just look up here, see to get orientated. This is the plus X. This is the minus. This is the minus Y. So towards us, away from us, plus Y. You use that to flip your UVs over, or just the geometry basically. The other way of doing it is obviously just deleting this sucker first, making sure you got a pivot in the middle, which I will. I should really do that properly. So make sure your pivot is in the middle. You can select them, cursor to selected, origin to cursor. Now it's definitely in the middle, so when you symmetrize, it's going to go exactly where you want it. Yep, whatever. Project from view, boom. Get it the right scaling, and then what are we? Plus X, boom. Done. Done deal. Same with this cat. We'll do the same thing. Just so I mean, yeah. If you didn't realize about the project from view, this would be a bit of a nightmare to unwrap. To be honest, I mean, you could just do the first face with an unwrap and then a follow active quads all the way around, but this is definitely faster. And it projects it on both sides, but I think it flips it when it, yes, you can see on this side it's flipped. Does it do that if we symmetrize? Yes, it does the same thing. Interesting. Okay, so I should probably take this and flip that. Like a good dude. I missed that. It doesn't do that when you mirror it though, I believe. So maybe mirroring it saves you those precious seconds. Clearly I'm not the most efficient dude in the world, so I'm not really too fussed about precious seconds. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I'll just put in the extra time, you know, to do what's needed. I'm under no illusions about fruit following work. You can't expect to have the fruits of your labour without the labour team, so never forget that, okay? Little life lesson for you. I'm just gas bagging now. You're probably not learning anything, are you? What do we got, team? What do we got? So I'll put the links in the description for these add-ons. I understand it's not streaming etiquette to tell you that halfway through a video, but anyway, I don't really care. So just deal with it. Yeah. See, this follow active quad A, I love it. I just love it. It's just so quick. And this UV toolkit, just being able to one button rotate stuff is just so handy. This isn't really gonna matter. This looks fine, really. Okay, moving on. Again, we just project from view. You don't even need to project from view. You can just unwrap it sometimes. But see here, when we've done an unwrap, because I've used a big N-gon, it doesn't really project it properly. So project from view is still kind of the quickest way to do it. You know, it maintains the proper shape, as opposed to compensating for lack of supporting vertices, which is quite nice, really. See, I mean, this is stretched around the side. Most people would probably leave that. Again, I'm a psychopath, so I'm going to follow those quads. I just like pressing that button, that follow active quad button. It makes me happy. What can I say? Again, there we go. And remember, I'm always targeting the quad that I know is the largest, that I know is of the most proportional, is of the most equal proportions, sorry, and I know is kind of evenly spread. You know, I'm not going to get one of these guys. The effects won't be much different. But I just like to try and get the ones that are evenly spread. Sometimes you will find that you will need to kind of do half of it. If your geo is just so complicated and not quadded up, you do half and half. But yeah, don't you worry about that. Okay, this is good enough. This is fine. What are these little bits? What a waste of life these guys are, eh? What are they even doing with their lives? Oh, no, thank you. I won't even bother with those top bits because I just can't be stuffed. It's not even worth it. No one's going to get that close, except crazy people looking for something wrong. Okay, this is another beautiful example of something that is just the easiest thing to do if you project it from view. Again, I don't even think these are going to be visible, but you can, in literally a few seconds. What's that? Less than 5 seconds? Definitely less than 10. Around 5 seconds. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is disgraceful, but I don't think I can be bothered doing anything about it, to be honest. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. What's this? Hey mate, how you doing? Yep, good. Same again. Now here's a nice little trick. Sometimes if your angle is kind of averaged between top and front, you can actually press shift and top and it will give you a top view orientated based on the normal of that surface. So now we're literally directly over top of it and we can just click U, and again, you know what's coming. Project from view. There it is, mate. Alright. One trick fucking wonder. There we go. Density. Boom. Now I'm confused about my orientation. Yep, there we go. Don't smoke marijuana, children. It will ruin your short-term memory. There we go. Alright. Lovely. Again, guess what we're doing? Project from view. Scaling those texels down to a nice consistent size. Oh, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, that's enough of that. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got an... Yeah, this is just another... You know the drill. Project from view. Our little friend again, and you know you're going to get the warping. Now I could kind of explain this as to why. See, if we got this loop, which is clearly the loop that is affected, and set the cursor in the middle of it and then scaled it, what would happen? Oh, we're looking at the wrong bloody thing, aren't we? Yes, there we go. Oh, that's not working at all, is it? Why? Because of the direction of the vertices. Yes, that's a pain in the ass, isn't it? I don't really think there's bugger all I can do about that, to be honest. so I'm not going to. If someone knows a solution, fucking leave it in the comments, let me know. So we're just going to go like this. We're just going to be a lame ass duck, and just go. I mean, this is so unnecessary, but you know, again, I'm a psychopath, so it's all good. And then, guess what we're going to do here, just for giggles? Yes, we're going to symmetrize it. Good. We're almost there, team. Again, we're going to do the Shift 7 on that sucker, and we're going to project from view, and we're going to reorientate. Yeah, good. And look, we have almost fully unwrapped it, literally just by projecting from view. I might have to actually label this video "The Power of the Project from View," because really, once you've got between project from view and follow active quads, you don't really need to do that much more. It's pretty crazy, and I can't remember when I last used a seam, to be honest. I just don't really bother with it anymore. Seams, I mean, every now and then, when it's a complicated shape or some curvature around an n-gon or something like that, and I don't know, yeah, I don't know, even then, I feel like since I have discovered the power of follow active quads and project from view, all my unwrapping troubles have just dissolved away. It's rather beautiful. Okay, we're just going to do it like that. That's good enough. And then thank you. And then yes, cool. Right, cool. Then, okay. So, oh, what are these? Yes, these little things. Okay, well, we're going to just delete one of them for the moment so I don't get distracted, because I am easily distracted. That was the problem that the teacher said that I had in school, was John always gets easily distracted. Probably a true story. So again, project from view. Why make it difficult? Why make it difficult? That's just done now. And this guy, yeah, man, what do we got? It's a cube. We can just follow active quads. Hey, bro. Look at this. Literally every single thing. Bang. The front's going to be crap, obviously, because they are not squares. They are angled. They have angled corners. So we will just do our favorite thing and project from view, and then oh dear me, what happened there? What the fuck just happened? I don't know what just happened. Can someone tell me, please, what just happened? I'm now disorientated. I don't know what's happening. I think that's fine though, so I don't really care. That's good. Alright, done. Cool. And then what I do at the end, just to consolidate, and this will kind of tell us if we've missed anything, which we clearly have. We've got one giant thing here, so we'll figure out who he is, or who he belongs to. There we go. Hey, friend. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why it's even like that. There we go. Follow the quads, team. Follow the yellow brick quad. Where are we? And there's this thing. What the hell is that? I don't even see it. I don't know where that is. Again, what I'm doing is I'm using the sync selection to isolate the random vertices, and then in the viewport using frame selected, which I've got bound to a mouse button, which is why it's not showing up on the screencast. I don't know where that is, so I'm just going to... I can't even isolate it. I don't think it really exists, so I'm just going to leave it. Now, what we can do here is go Pack Islands, and then when we do this, we must uncheck Rotate, because otherwise all that orientation that we set up will be destroyed. So that's important. Make sure you uncheck Rotate. Now, this would be a good, unique unwrap. pack. Well, obviously you could do it 100 times better, but I'm only going to use a unique unwrap for creating masks, so this is probably going to be fine for me. I'm then just going to call this unique, and then I'm going to make my second procedural channel, which will automatically be a copy of the channel that I just had, and I'm just going to scale it. I'm going to put my cursor here so it doesn't go crazy, and I'm going to scale it by the cursor, and I'm going to scale it to my desired texel density. And now we have a second layer that can be used for tiling textures to get a consistent amount of detail and a nice high resolution across the surface, and use masks, which will now go and bake out in Substance Painter to drive the blending of the materials. Talk to you soon, friends.